Hey, it's Jesse again. And in yesterday's video on positioning, I promised to share with you today a specific letter that shows you how passion and inexperience can actually supersede someone who has uh, the the emotion behind wanting to do your job. And actually, I've got two samples for you. So, first one is going to be something I wrote for. Here's the headline: cryptocurrency. And you may remember this is from a couple videos ago. This was an invitation. Somebody found me on Upwork and wanted me to apply to their job. And I'm going to show you the letter I wrote from him. But first, let me show you what he's looking for. So we are an experienced team, previously introduced idea to market global online. Now think about that. This first line proves he's not maybe an American speaker, probably, but maybe he's just bad at writing. They're consumer brands reaching hundreds of millions of people. These are big boys. These are people you want to play with on Upwork. This might be one of the biggest jobs I ever get. And he says we are at it again with our most ambitious startup ever to introduce to the world a true mass market focused digital cryptocurrency which people will use to purchase everything in their daily lives. We're trying to take over money. This is what these crazy bastards are doing. And whether or not all this smoky's blowing up my ass is true or not, it sounds pretty damn good, and it's good writing actually. So I'm impressed. And blah, blah, blah. You don't need to know anything about this, but he does talk. He is a little windful. He says, introduce yourself, captivate us with your wizardry of words. So I don't really like it when people do that. It's almost like, hey, you dance for me on command. And then they talk about this initial job, and in other places in this course, you'll hear me talk about the annoyance that I feel when clients do this. If it works out, we'll do more. Of course you will, you jackass. If you find a good copywriter, you never let them go, right? That's my response to that. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't, right? You don't need to say that. That's obvious. If you happen to not only be a genius copywriter, don't put the bar too high, but a brilliant creative director and strategist, so they're like, please don't be shy in sharing with us your experiences and talents. Now, to me, that's somebody asking for free work, okay? And this is asking you to dance. I don't like this on its face, but I'm intrigued. And in applying to Stevini, look at that name. That pretty much guarantees what I said up here is true. We are an experienced team. Anyways, probably a foreigner living in America, the American dream that we Americans can't get anymore because we're too lazy. In any event, let me get off my soapbox and show you this cover letter. Hi, I've got great news. There is no better choice for you than to find a direct response copywriter who reads Economist articles about Bitcoin and watches blockchain documentaries in his spare time after work. All right. So what have I just done there? I showed him that I'm passionate and I'm a hobbyist, and those hobbyists are his true early adopters, which are the key for having these big multi-million-dollar spillovers and changes in technology. I said to him, imagine the level of sophistication and quality a copywriter can deliver for you when he's simply writing your sales content. Here's the million-dollar line that spawned this video, as if he's explaining to his wife why he's ready to put their combined savings into your product. What a vision. What a vision. Right? So if you're the client reading that, you've got to be excited at this point. Oh, now, by the way, if you're a newbie, you can't you can't replicate what I've done in this third paragraph. But these two paragraphs, these three lines, this is enough to win a job. Okay? So I highly encourage you to swipe these three lines and use them for things you're passionate about, because you will win jobs for that. Okay, you let them know you're doing what they do on Sundays. And again, I'm going to show you another example of this type of letter. Totally different industry, totally different scenario. All right, but having said that, let me just go ahead and read the rest for you. I should mention I'm the guy in the first paragraph. Boom, right? Tied it all together. And it should give you pause that I mentioned the things I did instead of pointing out things like how I get invited to speak at big-time marketing events like GKIC and Dan Kennedy put on, or that I run a copywriting school or have a successful marketing agency that sold over 10 million in products and services for my clients. All that stuff is less important than this. Okay, now here's my neg. Here's how I separate myself as if this wasn't enough from all my competition. Yes, all those accolades pale in comparison to being able to write for you with passion. Other copywriters need your job because they are a month behind on their Volkswagen payment and their cable's due tomorrow. Boom. That's them. This is me. My house is paid for. Want to chat? And look how offhand that is. I'm not, if you would like to please schedule an appointment. No, I'm just like, want to chat? See the note at the bottom. Now you got to go hunt for it. I'm not going to give it to you yet. And then I put my sample in here. It's my ski lift sample. It's my best sample. And then it's got step 1, step 2, specific what to do. A little humor here. A minimum. Less than, I won't even talk to you for less than $1,000. If I'm a fan of your niche, I may do a test project. If I'm confident, a large project to immediately follow. That, as you guys very well know, that's a strong policy of mine. And then I talk about, if you're a budget guy, stay away. And then I say, I don't work for hourly rates, which you guys know to be important. Now, this is rather new. I've put a case study in here as well. And I'll get into what that's all about in the next video. After this 2-part series. So you won't see that in the next video. In the next video, you'll see another letter like this cover letter. And then after that, I'll get into case studies and why you should put one in your Upwork pitch letters. All right. Until then, stay hungry, hustle hard.